All right, so are you ready to dive into a trip to Japan?
I am. Let's go.
We're talking about those beautiful, serene temples,
Yes.
bustling cityscapes, incredible food,
You got it.
and we're going to look at the perfect week in Japan for a first-timer.
Okay.
So, first things first, where do we go?
Well, Japan is a year-round destination.
Right.
But I think if you're looking for pleasant weather, fewer crowds,
Yeah.
spring and autumn are ideal.
You should bring like March to May.
Exactly. March to May and autumn, September to November.
Okay.
Spring brings those iconic cherry blossoms.
Yes.
And then in autumn, you get the landscapes in vibrant reds and golds.
I can picture myself strolling through like a tunnel of cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
Or maybe hiking through a forest of like fiery maple leaves.
It's really something.
Okay, I'm sold.
It is.
Spring or autumn it is.
Okay.
What about summer and winter?
Summer can be very humid and crowded,
Yep.
but you do have vibrant festivals, fireworks.
Yeah.
Winter, perfect for skiing, snowboarding in the Japanese Alps, or maybe relaxing in an onsen.
In an onsen.
Yeah, it's a traditional hot spring,
Ooh.
surrounded by snowy landscapes.
That sounds incredible.
It is.
Okay, so we've got our timing down.
Uh-huh.
Where do we even begin this adventure?
Well, I think for most first-timers,
Yeah.
Tokyo is the natural starting point.
Okay.
You fly into either Narita or Haneda Airport.
Okay.
Gives you easy access to the city and the rest of Japan.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's like the city of neon lights, robot restaurants.
Yes!
Those scramble crossings.
Scramble crossings, exactly.
I'm picturing myself like in that energy of Shibuya Crossing.
Yeah.
Or the top of the Tokyo Skytree, just gazing out of the city.
It's an incredible city. It really is. Begs to be explored.
I bet.
And speaking of exploring, let's talk about transportation.
Okay, good.
Because
I've heard Tokyo can be a bit overwhelming for first-timers.
it can, but the subway and train network is amazingly efficient.
Okay.
You'll be zipping around like a local in no time. Trust me. And pro tip, grab a prepaid IC card, like a Suica or a Pasmo.
Suica or Pasmo.
Yeah, you can load it with money and use it for all your transportation.
Oh, nice.
Plus vending machines and even some shops.
That's like a magic pass.
It is.
Okay, I'm getting one. So we've got our IC card.
Right.
You're ready to dive into Tokyo.
Good.
What are some things we can't miss?
I think you have to witness the organized chaos of Shibuya Crossing.
Yeah, yeah.
Thousands of people crossing at the same time.
Oh, I've seen those videos. It's like a scene from a movie.
It's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
What about the panoramic views?
Yeah, we have to get those.
You want to head to the Tokyo Skytree, the tallest structure in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Views from the observation deck are just breathtaking, especially at sunset.
Yeah, okay, so we've got modern Tokyo covered.
Yeah.
Now, what about something a little more traditional?
Okay, then you have to visit Senshiji Temple in Asakusa.
Senji Temple.
Yeah, it's Tokyo's oldest temple.
Really?
It dates back to the 7th century. It's surrounded by a market street. You can soak up the atmosphere.
I love that.
Try some traditional snacks.
Okay, ancient temples, some street food.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to experience Tokyo.
I think so.
Speaking of food, I'm already dreaming of sushi and ramen.
Well, Tokyo is a culinary paradise.
Okay.
You'll find incredible food everywhere from like Michelin-starred restaurants to humble street food stalls.
I love that variety.
If you're a true foodie,
Yes.
I recommend the Tsukiji Outer Market.
Tsukiji.
Yeah, you can try a variety of seafood,
Yeah.
other Japanese delicacies.
My stomach is already rumbling.
Good.
So we've explored Tokyo, the energy, the culture, the food.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, you could easily spend a week in Tokyo.
Right.
But to get that perfect balance, I recommend a day trip.
Okay, a day trip to where?
Well, you have two options, both accessible by train.
I'm intrigued.
First, you could visit Nikko.
Nikko.
Yeah, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Fancy.
It's just 2 hours north of Tokyo. Stunning natural beauty.
Oh.
Cascading waterfalls, serene lakes, ornate temples and shrines.
Why?
The Toshogu Shrine.
Nikko sounds incredible.
It is.
What's the other option?
If you want a more laid-back vibe,
Yeah.
head to Kamakura, just an hour south of Tokyo.
Okay.
Famous for its beaches.
Beaches.
Yes, and the iconic giant bronze Buddha statue at Kotoku Temple.
Okay.
It has a really charming atmosphere.
So we've got tranquil temples and nature in Nikko.
Right.
Beachside relaxation and culture in Kamakura.
You got it.
How do we
You
choose?
can't go wrong.
This is what I love about Japan.
Yeah,
So much variety.
there is.
Okay, so 3 days in Tokyo, a day trip.
Yeah.
What's next?
Time to experience the Shinkansen, the bullet train.
Ooh, the bullet train.
We're heading to Kyoto,
Kyoto.
the ancient capital of Japan.
Okay.
A city steeped in history, tradition.
I've heard those trains can reach speeds of over 300 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, incredibly fast and smooth.
Go.
And if you're planning on doing any significant train travel,
Yeah.
look into a Japan Rail Pass.
Japan Rail Pass.
Cost-effective way to travel the country.
Okay, that's a good tip.
I think so.
So we're speeding towards Kyoto,
We are.
the ancient heart of Japan.
Yeah.
What awaits us there?
Kyoto was Japan's capital for over 1,000 years. That quintessential Japanese experience, you know,
Yeah.
the serene temples, gardens, geisha districts,
Yes.
wooden machiya houses,
Yeah.
slower pace of life.
It sounds magical.
It really is.
What are some must-sees?
You can't miss Fushimi Inari Shrine
Fushimi Inari Shrine, okay.
with the thousands of vibrant orange torii gates.
Oh, I've seen photos. It's like a fairy tale.
It's a photographer's dream.
Yeah.
What about those iconic bamboo forests?
Yes, those are on my list.
You want to head to the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove,
Arashiyama, got it.
walking through those towering stalks of bamboo.
I bet it's so serene.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
Now, Kyoto is famous for its temples.
Yes. What are some that we should visit?
Okay, well, you have to visit Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion.
The Golden Pavilion.
It's a stunning gold leaf-covered temple reflected in a serene pond,
A golden temple, wow.
one of Kyoto's most iconic landmarks.
Okay, that's hard to beat.
If you're looking for a temple with a view,
Okay.
Kiyomizudera Temple is perched on a hillside offering breathtaking views.
I love a good view.
It's especially beautiful in spring when the cherry trees are in bloom.
Oh, wow. So many amazing temples.
Uh-huh.
It's clear that Kyoto was the heart of Japanese culture for centuries.
Absolutely.
Speaking of culture, I've always been fascinated by the Japanese tea ceremony.
Yeah.
Is Kyoto a good place to experience that?
Kyoto is the perfect place.
Okay.
You'll learn about the ritual and art of the tea ceremony.
That sounds really peaceful.
It's meditative and unforgettable.
Okay, we're doing it.
Good.
Anything else we should do to immerse ourselves?
Have you ever considered renting a kimono?
Wait, we can wear kimonos.
You can.
I'm in.
The Jien district, with its traditional architecture,
Okay.
is the perfect backdrop for a kimono stroll.
I love it.
And if you're lucky, you might even glimpse a geisha.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Wow.
Temples, bamboo forests, tea ceremonies, kimono strolls, maybe even geisha sightings.
It's possible.
Okay, anything else we should know about Kyoto?
One place that's often overlooked is Nisho Castle.
Nisho Castle.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site,
Okay.
famous for its nightingale floors.
Nightingale floors.
Yeah, floors designed to squeak when you walk on them.
What?
It was a security measure
Oh, wow.
to alert residents of intruders.
It's those little details that bring history to life.
They do.
So we've soaked up the culture of Kyoto,
Yeah.
wandered through those bamboo forests,
Uh-huh.
sipped matcha in a traditional tea house,
Yeah.
maybe even strolled in kimonos.
Nice.
What's next?
Well, your week-long adventure is coming to an end.
Already.
I know, but we have one more stop before we head back to Tokyo for departure.
Okay, I can't believe it's almost over.
I know.
But I'm also excited to see what else is in store for us.
You should be.
Where are we headed next?
We're hopping back on the Shinkansen and zooming over to Osaka, a city often called the nation's kitchen.
Ooh, Osaka. A foodie's paradise. Everyone raves about the street food there.
Yeah.
What makes Osaka's culinary scene so special?
Osaka has like this long history as a merchant city.
Okay.
And that entrepreneurial spirit, you know, is reflected in the food.
Yeah.
People are just passionate about their food.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
What are some must-try dishes in Osaka?
You can't miss takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
Yeah, those little balls of fried dough filled with octopus,
Oh, yeah.
tempura scraps, pickled ginger, green onion, all drizzled with that savory sauce.
Takoyaki. I've seen those on food blogs. They look amazing.
They are.
What about okonomiyaki?
Okonomiyaki, another Osaka specialty.
I've heard it's like a savory pancake.
Exactly, made with cabbage, flour, and your choice of ingredients. Pork, shrimp, squid, cooked on a griddle,
Okay.
and topped with a variety of sauces, mayonnaise, and bonito flakes.
My mouth is watering.
Good.
Takoyaki and okonomiyaki, check.
All right.
But beyond the street food, what else does Osaka have to offer?
No trip to Osaka is complete without visiting Osaka Castle.
Osaka Castle, is it a real castle?
Oh, yeah, a majestic 16th century castle.
Wow.
Played a crucial role in unifying Japan.
So cool.
You can climb to the top of the main tower.
Really?
Yeah, get panoramic views of the city.
A real-life castle. I can just imagine myself standing on those ramparts looking out over the city.
It's quite a sight.
What about, like, city views from up high?
For that, you go to the Umeda Sky Building.
Okay.
Floating Garden Observatory. A completely different perspective of Osaka.
Right, we've got history, we've got views.
Yeah.
Now, does Osaka have a theme park?
It does. Universal Studios Japan.
Get out.
Rides based on popular movies and TV shows.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Including a Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
No way. A
Yeah.
Wizarding World in Japan.
You got it.
I am obsessed with Harry Potter.
Well, get ready for butterbeer and a ride on the Hogwarts Express.
That's definitely going on the list.
Good.
What about, like, something a bit more off the beaten path?
For a retro experience, check out Shinsekai.
Shinsekai.
Vibrant district, colorful, known for kushikatsu,
Kushikatsu.
deep-fried skewers of various ingredients,
Interesting.
and the Sutenkaku Tower.
I love that name, Shinsekai. It
Like-
sounds like a place where we can really discover hidden gems.
Exactly. Wander, try local snacks, soak up the atmosphere.
I like it.
Speaking of soaking,
Yeah.
Osaka is also known for its sento, traditional public bathhouses.
Oh, tell me more about Sento.
A chance to relax, rejuvenate, and, engage in a centuries-old communal bathing ritual.
It's a cultural experience.
It is. Just be sure to follow proper etiquette,
Yeah.
shower before entering the bath, and be mindful of tattoos, sometimes frowned upon.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Osaka Castle, street food, Universal Studios,
Uh-huh.
Shinsekai,
Yeah.
the Sento. It sounds like we've covered a lot of ground in Osaka.
We have, but there's one more place
Okay,
before we leave this incredible city.
I'm listening.
The Osaka Aquarium Kaiyukan,
Okay, an aquarium.
one of the largest and most impressive in the world.
What makes this one so special?
Designed to replicate the Pacific Rim,
Really?
journey through different ecosystems, whale sharks, giant spider crabs, sea otters.
Whale sharks.
Yeah.
I'm there.
All right.
Okay, we've experienced the culinary delights, cultural treasures, and underwater wonders of Osaka.
We have.
Are we heading back to Tokyo to prepare for our flight home?
Not quite yet. One more stop on our adventure.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Are you ready for a final taste of Japan's natural beauty?
Absolutely. After all that delicious food and exploration, I'm ready for some fresh air and stunning scenery.
Perfect. We're taking a scenic bullet train ride to Hakone.
Hakone, where's that?
It's a mountain resort town famous for its breathtaking views of Mount Fuji.
Wait, Mount Fuji?
The one and only.
The iconic snow-capped Mount Fuji.
You got it.
I can't believe we're going to see Mount Fuji in person.
It's truly unforgettable, and Hakone is one of the best places to see it.
I bet.
Imagine soaking in a hot spring, surrounded by nature, with Mount Fuji looming in the distance.
Okay, I'm already feeling zen.
Good.
Besides hot springs and Mount Fuji, what else can we do in Hakone?
You can take a cable car up to the volcanic hot springs.
Okay.
You'll get panoramic views of Mount Fuji and the landscape.
Nice.
You can also cruise across Lake Ashi,
Ooh, a lake cruise.
another spot for those Mount Fuji reflections.
That sounds lovely.
If you're into art, you can visit the Hakone Open Air Museum,
Okay.
contemporary sculptures set against the backdrop of Mount Fuji.
Wow, so much to do.
It
It sounds like the perfect blend of relaxation, nature, and culture.
is, and Hakone is incredibly photogenic.
Oh, good reminder. Got to charge those camera batteries.
Exactly.
Okay, so Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and now Hakone.
Yeah.
We've experienced the energy, the culture, the food, and the beauty of Japan. It sounds like the perfect week.
It really does, but remember, this is just a starting point.
Right.
There are so many other regions to explore.
You're making me want to book another trip already.
You should.
But let's recap the highlights of this week.
Okay, so we started in Tokyo, exploring landmarks, modern culture, and food like sushi and ramen.
Yes.
We did a day trip, choosing between Nikko and Kamakura.
Right.
Then we boarded the bullet train to Kyoto, the ancient capital.
Yes.
Temples, gardens, tea ceremonies, maybe even a kimono stroll.
Loved it.
Then we went on a culinary adventure in Osaka.
The food was amazing.
Takoyaki, okonomiyaki, Osaka Castle, maybe a relaxing dip in a sento.
And to top it all off,
Yes.
we're ending our trip in Hakone with those views of Mount Fuji.
Couldn't have planned it better myself.
It's been an incredible journey,
It has.
and we've only scratched the surface.
That's the beauty of Japan.
Exactly.
This itinerary is a starting point.
Yeah.
Customize it to fit your interests.
That's what I love about travel.
If you're a history buff, spend more time exploring castles and museums.
Right.
Foodie, devote more days to regional cuisines.
Oh, yeah.
Outdoor enthusiast, hiking trails, ski resorts, scuba diving.
The possibilities are endless.
They are.
Any final pieces of advice for our listeners before we wrap up this perfect week in Japan?
Just a few reminders to ensure your trip is smooth.
Okay.
First, Japan is a very safe country.
That's good to know.
But always be aware of your surroundings. Take basic precautions.
Like?
Keep your valuables secure. Avoid dark alleys at night.
Right. Common sense.
And don't flash large amounts of cash.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Fiction natural disasters.
Yeah.
Let's to specific safety tips there.
Well, Japan is in an active seismic zone, so earthquakes are possible.
Right.
Most hotels have evacuation procedures. Familiarize yourself with those.
Okay.
Locate the nearest evacuation zones.
Okay.
It's also a good idea to have a small emergency kit.
We should be in that.
Water, snacks, a flashlight, a copy of your passport.
Okay, good to know.
What about typhoons?
Yeah, typhoons.
Typhoon season is from May to October.
Okay.
Stay informed about weather forecasts. Heed any warnings.
Okay.
Most hotels are well prepared for typhoons.
Okay, good.
They have procedures to ensure your safety.
That's reassuring.
Good.
What about health concerns?
Always consult your doctor or a travel health clinic before any trip.
Right.
Discuss vaccinations and precautions.
Yeah, makes sense.
Japan has high standards of healthcare. Pharmacies are well stocked.
No.
But if you have pre-existing conditions,
Yeah.
pack enough medication to last your trip.
Okay, that's a good tip.
And carry a basic first aid kit.
Good idea.
Bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers.
Perfect. So we talked about earthquakes, typhoons, health.
Wow.
What are the emergency numbers in Japan?
Okay, so in an emergency, dial 110 for the police.
110 for police.
And 119 for an ambulance or the fire department.
119 for ambulance or fire.
Program them in your phone.
Okay, great.
Good.
Now, on to more lighthearted matters. Money. What's the currency and how should we handle our finances?
The currency is the Japanese yen.
Japanese yen.
Credit cards are becoming more accepted.
Okay.
But Japan is still primarily a cash-based society.
So bring cash.
It's good to have some yen when you arrive.
Right?
Smaller shops, restaurants, transportation.
Makes sense.
You can exchange currency at the airport or banks.
Okay.
ATMs are widely available. Most accept international cards.
Great.
Now, remember those prepaid IC cards?
Yes, the Suka and Pasmo.
You can use those for purchases, too.
Really?
Convenience stores, vending machines, some shops and restaurants.
Wow, so versatile.
They are.
Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize immersing ourselves in the culture.
Absolutely.
Being respectful of customs and traditions.
It's key.
Beyond basic phrases and bowing, what else should we remember?
Japanese culture values politeness, respect, harmony.
Right.
Avoid loud conversations, boisterous behavior.
Okay.
Be mindful of personal space.
Good point.
They prefer a bit more distance than some other cultures.
Makes sense.
How about shoes?
Yeah, I've heard about the shoes thing.
You remove your shoes when entering homes, temples, shrines,
Okay.
traditional restaurants, even some businesses.
So we take off our shoes.
You do. Usually there's a designated area,
Yeah.
and slippers are often provided.
I can't wait to wear some slippers.
Good.
What about table manners?
Slurping noodles is a sign of enjoyment.
What?
You can lift your bowl to your mouth when eating rice or soup,
Interesting.
but don't point your chopsticks at someone
Okay.
or stick them upright in your rice bowl. That's rude.
Noted. Slurping encouraged. Chopsticks etiquette. Got it.
Good.
Any other dining tips?
If you're sharing dishes, use the opposite end of your chopsticks to transfer food, or use serving utensils.
Right.
It's polite to try a bit of everything offered to you.
Be adventurous.
Exactly.
Okay. Any other cultural tips?
Be open, embrace the unexpected, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Good advice.
Japanese people are helpful and welcoming.
That's great to know.
They'll share their culture with you. A smile and an effort to communicate go a long way.
I love that.
Good.
Embrace the adventure. Be respectful. Have fun.
The perfect recipe for an unforgettable trip.
Absolutely. Any last words of wisdom?
Don't overplan. Leave room for spontaneity.
Yes. The best travel moments are often unplanned.
Exactly. Wander, get lost in the moment, embrace those detours.
You never know what you might find.
You don't?
I'm feeling inspired.
Good.
Ready to dive into Japanese culture.
Excellent.
We've covered Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Hakone, And those travel tips.
We have.
I think we're ready to plan an unforgettable week.
I think so too. But remember, this is just a glimpse.
Right.
There's a whole world waiting for you beyond this itinerary.
I can't wait to discover it.
You should.
But before we sign off,
Yeah.
let's talk about transportation again.
Okay.
Getting around Japan seems so easy.
It is, thanks to their public transportation.
If you're exploring multiple cities,
Yes.
you recommend the Japan Rail Pass?
I do.
Can you tell me more about it?
It's a prepaid pass for visitors.
Oh,
Unlimited travel on most JR lines, including the bullet trains.
for how long?
You can choose a 7-day, 14-day, or 21-day pass.
So if I'm visiting Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and Hakone, would it be worth it?
Almost certainly.
Right.
Even one round trip on the Shinkansen between Tokyo and Kyoto can be expensive.
Okay, so it saves money.
It does.
Where can I get one?
Purchase online before your trip or at travel agencies and JR offices in Japan.
All right, noted. So we've got our Japan Rail Pass.
Yeah.
Ready to hop on a bullet train.
Excellent.
Any other transportation tips for navigating the cities?
Within cities, the subway systems are user-friendly.
Even if you don't read Japanese.
Even then. And that prepaid IC card will make it even easier.
It's like a magic card for transportation.
It is.
What about taxis?
They're available,
Okay.
but can get expensive.
All right.
Good option for lots of luggage or quick trips.
Right.
But you'll save money with public transport.
Okay. Trains, subways, IC cards, taxis. What about getting from the airport to our hotel?
Both Narita and Haneda have efficient options.
Okay, like what?
The airport limousine bus,
Okay.
direct service to major hotels and train stations,
Nice.
or the Kaikyu airport line, or the Narita express train,
And those connect to the subway.
seamlessly.
Sounds easy.
It is.
Okay, transportation's figured out.
Good.
What about accommodations?
Japan has an incredible range of options.
Boys.
For luxury, there are high-end hotels in Tokyo and Kyoto.
Nice.
Some even offer traditional Japanese breakfasts with amazing views.
Ooh, I love a good breakfast with a view.
What about a traditional experience?
Yeah, what about that?
Stay in a ryokan, a traditional Japanese inn.
A ryokan, okay.
You sleep on futons on tatami mat floors.
Really?
Communal baths, incredible hospitality.
That's definitely on my bucket list.
Good.
What about budget-friendly options?
Plenty of hostels and guest houses.
Hostels are always fun.
They are a great way to meet people.
What about Airbnb?
Airbnb is becoming increasingly popular,
Okay.
especially in larger cities.
So, hotels, ryokans, hostels, Airbnb.
You got it.
It sounds like there's something for everyone.
There is. One last tip.
Okay.
Book early, especially during peak season.
You mentioned peak season before, like Golden Week.
Yeah, Golden Week is a series of national holidays in late April and early May.
Okay.
Lots of people travel then.
So book early.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered transportation, accommodations.
Yeah.
Feeling prepared for the cultural differences.
Good.
Anything else we should know?
Well, one of the most rewarding aspects of traveling to Japan is the culture.
Absolutely.
It's rich in history, traditions, etiquette.
We talked about temples, tea ceremonies, geishas.
Yes.
I can't wait to experience it all,
Good.
but I want to be respectful.
Of course.
What should we keep in mind?
Even basic phrases like konnichiwa, hello, and an arigato, thank you, are appreciated.
Okay, I've been practicing those.
Cool.
What about bowing?
Bowing is fundamental.
I know, but I'm always unsure how to do it correctly.
You'll see it all the time.
Yeah.
Greetings, gratitude, apologies.
Okay.
A simple incline of the head and upper body is usually enough.
A simple bow. Got it.
What about taking photos?
Yes. Any rules there?
Be mindful and respectful of people's privacy.
Right.
Ask permission before taking photos of individuals,
Makes sense.
especially in temples or shrines.
Okay.
Now, eating and drinking on the go.
Oh, yeah. Is that okay?
It's generally considered rude to eat or drink while walking.
Really?
Finish your food or drink before walking,
Okay.
or find a designated area.
So no snacking while strolling.
Not really.
What about dietary restrictions?
Always inform your servers and do your research.
Right.
Japanese cuisine often uses soy sauce, seafood, wheat.
Okay.
Communicate your needs clearly.
I will.
Many restaurants are accommodating.
Good.
Vegetarian and vegan options are becoming more available.
I'm glad to hear that.
What about gift giving?
Yeah, I've always been curious about that.
It's deeply ingrained in their culture.
Okay.
Bring a small gift, omiyage,
Momiyage.
when visiting someone's home or a special event.
Like what?
Local specialties from your hometown.
Okay.
Or something representing Japan, like sweets, tea, a craft item.
I have to pick up some momiyage.
Good idea.
Any other essential cultural tips?
Be open to new experiences, embrace the unexpected, ask questions.
Yeah.
Japanese people are helpful and friendly.
I'm excited to meet people.
A smile and an effort to communicate go a long way.
Great advice.
Now, one last thing.
Yeah.
Don't overplan.
Right.
Leave room for those serendipitous encounters.
Sometimes those are the most memorable.
They are.
Allow yourself to wander, get lost in the moment.
You might discover some hidden gems.
I'm feeling inspired and ready to go.
Excellent.
We've covered so much. Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Hakkai, all those essential tips.
It's been a deep dive.
It has, but it's just a glimpse.
Exactly.
There's so much more to discover. Can't wait.
Good. But before we wrap up, let's talk about staying safe.
Right. Safety first.
While Japan is safe, be aware, take precautions.
Obviously.
Absolutely. Common sense goes a long way, wherever you are in the world.
Right.
Keep your valuables secure, be mindful of your surroundings, especially at night, and avoid flashing large amounts of cash, like don't make yourself a target.
Right. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Now, we talked about natural disasters earlier. Earthquakes and typhoons.
Yeah.
Any specific safety tips for those?
Okay, so Japan is located in an active seismic zone, so earthquakes are a possibility.
Right.
Most hotels have, well-defined evacuation procedures.
Okay.
So familiarize yourself with those.
Okay.
And locate the nearest evacuation zones.
Right.
Also a good idea to have a small emergency kit, just in case.
What should be in that?
Water, snacks, a flashlight, and a copy of your passport.
Okay. Good to know.
Now, about typhoons.
Yeah.
Typhoon season in Japan typically runs from May to October.
Okay.
Stay informed about weather forecasts and heed any warnings or advisories issued by, the local authorities.
Makes sense.
Most hotels are well prepared for typhoons.
Okay.
They'll have procedures in place to ensure your safety.
That's reassuring. Now, what about health concerns?
It's always a good idea to consult with your doctor or a travel health clinic before any trip,
Right.
especially to discuss recommended vaccinations and health precautions.
Right.
Japan has a high standard of healthcare, and
Yeah.
pharmacies are, well stocked with common medications.
Okay. That's good to know.
But if you have any pre-existing conditions
Yeah.
or require specific medications, make sure you pack enough to last your entire trip.
Right. That's a good tip.
And carry a basic first aid kit as well.
Like what should be in there?
Bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, the basics.
Perfect. So we talked about earthquakes, typhoons, health. What are the emergency numbers in Japan?
In an emergency, dial 110 for the police.
110 police.
And 119 for an ambulance or the fire department.
119, ambulance or fire.
It's really helpful to have those numbers programmed into your phone or written down somewhere easy to find.
Absolutely. Okay, we've covered a lot when it comes to safety.
We have.
Now, let's talk about money matters.
Okay.
What's the currency in Japan?
The currency in Japan is the Japanese yen, JPY.
Japanese yen.
While credit cards are becoming more widely accepted,
Okay.
especially in larger establishments, Japan is still primarily a cash-based society.
Okay, so should we bring a lot of cash with us?
It's generally a good idea to have some Japanese yen on hand when you arrive.
Right.
Especially for, smaller shops, restaurants, and transportation.
Makes sense.
You can exchange currency at the airport
Okay.
or at banks and currency exchange offices throughout Japan.
Okay.
ATMs are widely available as well, and most accept international cards.
Great, so we've got options.
Yeah.
Now, what about those prepaid IC cards we talked about earlier?
Right.
Can we use those for purchases too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Suica and Pasmo cards are incredibly versatile.
Okay.
You can use them not only for transportation,
Yeah.
but also for purchases at convenience stores, vending machines, and some shops and restaurants.
That's fantastic. It's like one card for everything.
Pretty much.
So convenient.
Yeah.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the peaceful temples of Kyoto, the delicious food of Osaka, the stunning views of Hakone, and of course, all those essential travel tips.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And I think we've given our listeners all the tools they need to plan their own unforgettable trip to Japan.
I agree. And remember, Japan is a country that truly has something for everyone.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Whether you're interested in history, culture, food, nature, or just want to experience a different way of life, Japan will not disappoint.
Well said. To all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the perfect week in Japan. We hope we've sparked your wanderlust and given you the inspiration to plan your own adventure.
Happy travels, everyone.